Hello Stampers! Today we're going to do some punch art. I did some punch art with my stamp club this past month, and I hemmed and hawed about doing the video because technically I had done it for April for Easter, and Easter has come and gone. But I am going to do the video anyway because they're cute animals and you can use them not only on cards or on gift wrapping, or I made garlands out of them. You can use them on anything, and I think it would still be a very helpful video. So I'm going to show you some finished projects, and then the pieces here we're going to put together, so I'll show you how to make up the animals as well. So the first one I'm going to show you is this cute little sheep right here. Made with just using 2 punches actually, and a little bit of ribbon, and that's just on one of our craft boxes, tied with some ribbon. The next little guy I'm going to show you, he wasn't attached to anything. We made all of these doodads for the fronts of our cards for club. They got to decide which ones they wanted to use, so this guy isn't attached to anything, but using the circle punch and the flower punch owl. Anyway, I'll show you all those in a minute, but that's the little chick. Another version on one of the chicks that we had done is this guy right here that we did with the owl punch, which I think is so cool. The owl punch is such a versatile punch. I love it. And these are the bags that came with our paper pumpkin for, I can't remember what month it was, but they're awesome bags. And I think they have a refill kit out now, which is pretty cool as well. But we made this guy out of the owl punch. And then the other one, I gave away the treat bag as a little giftie actually, but what I had put on one of our brown paper bags filled with some little Easter eggs and some ribbon was this little bunny rabbit here. So we're going to do him as well. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we'll do the rabbit. He's nice and easy to put together, so that's the first one we're going to do. Actually, I'll put him on here because you probably can't see him on the white background paper. So the punches that we used for the rabbit are the large oval, the 1 3/8 circle, and then I did use the large leaf out of the flower petal punch as well. Now I know this one is retired, but some of you probably already have it. It's a very popular punch. I don't even think it's on the clearance rack anymore, but I do use it a lot. It is a great punch to have. So those are the 3 punches that we used for this. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Get my snail out here. And what I did was I snailed a little bit on the back of the head, but what I did was I nestled the head behind the body for the rabbit. Like that. And then we have our petals that make up the ears. A little bit of snail on those too. You definitely need a backing paper when you're doing these kinds of crafts because the snail and the glue get everywhere. There are the ears. And what I did to get that curl was I just used my marker. This is the white gel pen actually that I had handy. And there we go. And then all I did was take one of the buttons from the Subtles Color Family button pack and put that on for his tail. And then one of the pearls, and this is from the multi-pack as well. I think these are the medium, maybe even the large size pearls from that pack. And then I put that on top of the button there for his tail. So that's the little bunny rabbit. Simple, quick, cute, and fun to put on the front of a card. Or like I was saying, to do the garland. I made 2 of them, put them together, and did a garland of different animals. Or on gift wrapping as well, like I showed you with the bag. So there's the bunny. The next we're going to do is the sheep. And again, he's nice and quick and simple to put together. And for this guy, I used the 2 3/8 scallop for his body. I believe this one is the pansy punch. I can't remember offhand. For the feet and the face. Yeah, so those are the 2 punches that I used. And we have the large scallop for the body. And then this is the flower that I punched out. And what I did was I tried to make a nice straight line for 3 petals and 2, so separated into 3 and 2. Okay, and this is going to be his head. That's why I took the gel pen here and put the 2 little eyes on the front. And there's the head of our cute little sheepy. And then I'm going to flip this over, and just on the back of the scallop circle I'm going to put some snail. And I'm going to use the bottom 2 as his feet. There we go. And then to kind of cover up this here, that's what I used the ribbon for. I used a pretty thin ribbon. I think this stuff is actually retiring too this year. You could use a thicker ribbon if you really wanted to cover up the top of his head there. But I think this works nicely. Or maybe it's a girl because it has a bow. There we go. So now we've got our bunny and our sheep done. And again, the sheep is the guy I used on the front of this little box right here. And these guys are really easy for the garland actually because they match up really well. So just string the twine in between and then put two of these back to back on a garland so you can see them either way. They work really, really well together. Now for one of the chicks that we used, we used the 1 3/4 punch. And then we used some bits from the owl punch as well. Some of the feet. Yes, we used the feet. And then I did, for this guy, for his wings, I used the petal punch again. So 1 3/4 circle, petal punch, and then little bits from the owl punch. So those are the 3 that I used for this guy. I've already put his eyes on there, and I just did that with the black, the basic black marker, the journaling end, to get some nice eyes on him. And this little bit here are the owl feet from the punch. So there's a lot of scrap when I do this, but I save my bits so that I can use them on other projects. So I did punch out some of the feet. Wanted a little bit of body on there because that's what I'm going to use to snail. And then I stuck this on the top of his head for his little feathers on the top. Anyway, hopefully that works there. Peel that little piece off. So there, we've got that. For the beak, just as simple as taking that Tangerine Tango paper, cutting a strip, folding it in half, and then cutting out little triangles. Totally free-handed this one. I'm going to use the glue stick for this, I think. But yeah, the beak, and it seems to look okay. I didn't mind the look of it free-handed. Sometimes you do want that exactness of scissors or a punch or a die, but it's just a little beak, so it doesn't really matter too much. There's his little beak there. I'm making them all crooked now. And like I said, I used a couple of the petals from the petal punch. And these are the small petals here. And all I did was, it has a pointy piece, which is what you use to build your flower. And all I did was round that piece off with some scissors. So I took that little edge off to make 2 little ovally type shapes for his wings. Put some snail on there. Set those on. And then some espresso cardstock. Again, freehanding, just like the beak. And for this, I just cut a couple of strips of it off for his little legs. So there you have it. There's a little chickie. So the owl punch, freehanding the beak, freehanding the legs, the 1 3/8 circle, and then 2 of the little petals from the petal punch. So that gives us our 3rd little guy. And the last one is this guy here. He's one of my favorites. I love this owl punch. You can do so much with it. I can't even begin to list them. Pinterest. Go on Pinterest and put in owl punch. You'll come up with awesome stuff. And for this guy, that's all we used was the owl. And here he is again on the bag. That's the little guy we're making. So what we used, we cut out the body in yellow, and what I did, I'll show you again this way. I think this is probably the best way to show you. When I punched him out, I simply took my scissors and rounded off the ears. So I took those owl ears away. We used the 2 circles for the eyes. I did 2 different colored hearts, and then I did a bottom piece of the feet, just like I did for the chick's little feathers on his head. I did it for the feet on this guy. So what we're going to do is, I am going to need, my scissors are over here. We're just going to trim his little feet off, just like I did with the ears. The snail can be a bit finicky sometimes. Okay, there we go. We're going to match this up. So now he's got the orange feet. And what I did for this one, and a lot of times what I do for the owl punch, is I use my glue stick. And just so that I can get I did that with the eyeballs too. I put the black on the white, and this is how I did it, was I took my glue stick, took my piece of paper and just scraped along so that I could get some glue out of there. And I find that works best. The snail, not really easy to get into little tiny places, but the glue stick works really, really well. Or some Tombow, that would work as well, the multi-purpose. Put his little eyeballs, well, not so little eyeballs, are they, on there. And I punched the 2 different color hearts. The orange heart from the owl punch is what we're going to use for his beak, and again with the glue stick. And then I'm just going to nuzzle that right up in there. How cute is that? And then this guy's feathers on the top of his head are going to be the same color. So I've got another little heart, and I'm just going to poke that up on the top of his head. And I kind of put it askew so it looks like he's got one feather bigger than the other. There we go. Hope you can see that okay. So let me clear this stuff out of the way so I can put these on the brown background. It might be easier for you to see these guys this way. So there's the little chick made with the owl punch. The chick that we did some freehand work on with the circle punch. And then we've got our sheep with the large scallop circle and the pansy punch. And then we've got our bunny rabbit with the oval, the circle, and the petal punch. So these are some of the creations I made for our Easter cards for April's club, but I couldn't resist making a little video on these guys because they're just too cute to put on cards. And I'm thinking a lot of baby cards. I don't know why, but I tend to think about that. And they would go great on a baby card, or like I said, a garland matching the animals up back to back and stringing some twine in between them. And it's springtime. They're totally spring animals for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm going to put all of the names of the punches and the item numbers in the video like I usually do for a lot of the supplies I use, just so that you know what you're looking at and where to find it. And even if it is retired, I will still put the name. You may find it on the clearance rack, or you may know somebody who's selling off some of their Stampin' Up! Stuff, and it's always good to know which punches you're looking for. So I hope that gives you an idea of how to create some punch art animals. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment. I love the feedback, and hopefully I'll get another video together soon to post. Thanks a lot. Happy stampin'!